ஸ்டார்ட் வீடியோ வீடியோ கொடுத்து பார்க்கவா வருதான்னு நம்ம வீடியோ ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது. இல்ல சவுண்ட் வரல இல்ல பண்ணு.
Hello, can you guys hear me? Check, check, check. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good, very good. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
All right, good.
ஆமாமா கேட்டுட்டேன். இப்ப கூட போன் வேணாம் அதே கூட போன் சாஞ்சிருச்சீங்க சாஞ்சிருச்சு நிறையா.
Yeah, unmuted.
நார்மலா தான் இருக்கு.
Put more light now. One more light. Yes. Remove this thing. The guys keep scribbling that. Very good morning. Kale vanakkam. Alla eppadi irukeenga? Good. So let's wait for another 5 minutes. Exactly at 11:40, we will start the session. Yes. Okay, I'm just going to go through some chats. I see PSRR College, good morning. Christian College of Engineering, good morning. Mahatma Institute of Engineering Technology, very good morning. Then I see Bharat Niket Engineering College, very good morning. And Arvindan from Arifa Institute of Technology, good morning. Sri Bharati Engineering College of Women, very good morning, special good morning. Vandayar Engineering College, Thanjavur, good morning. Then I see King's College of Engineering saying good morning, Pudukkottai to everybody. Then that is UCE Ramanathapuram. And I see Thamare Chelvan from Arun Murugan College of Engineering, Karur. Very good morning. Then I see Pradeepa from St. Michael's College of Engineering and Technology, Kalayar Kovil. SCAD College of Engineering and Technology, very good morning. Veerasamy Chettiar College of Engineering and Technology, Nada Saraswati College of Engineering and Technology, NPR College of Engineering and Technology, and I see a good morning, Swati from MP SET. I'm not sure what college is that. Then I see RVS College of Engineering saying good morning. Jayapriya Kannan from Pandian Saraswati Yadav Engineering College. Umaran from NSN College of Engineering, good morning. Then Teni Kamavar Sangam College of Engineering, Teni. Then I see a good morning from GCE Bodhi. We will wait for another 1 minute and we'll get started. And Kartika from Christian College of Engineering and Technology. Very good morning. Very echo, reduce it, please. How do I do that? Somebody's. Is this any better? And I see Inigo from Anna University, ACCAT, Karaikuri. Shall we get started? I want to make sure my audio is clear and there's not much echo. Little echo, is it? Let's see. I don't know what to do. Is it any better? Now it's clear? All right, let's get started. All right. Very happy morning, everybody. Very, very happy morning. So let's get started. And I'm just going to let some people in. I'm going to kill the chat. Just give me a second. All right. Good. Let's get started. My name is Vijay. I'm the founder CEO of Engage Technologies. I have been in technology space for the last 30 years. I did my engineering from Government College of Engineering, Salem, 89-93 graduate, electrical engineering, electrical electronic communication. Sorry, electrical and electronics. Yeah, EEE. Then for 17 years, I was in the US. I'm an ex-director Intel. I was head of the microprocessor division at Intel, developing microprocessors for various industries. I have a master's and an MBA, master's in computer architecture, and an MBA from Duke University. That's one of the top 5 colleges in the US for MBA. I've been working in augmented reality, virtual reality, mobile technology, AI, and IoT for a good 20 years of my career. In addition to running Engage Technologies, I'm also work closely with the Tamil Nadu government. I'm the technology advisor for the Tamil Nadu Drone Corporation. I'm also advisor for the Tamil Nadu Forest and Environmental Department. I'm the one of the 3 board members, investment committee, Tamil Nadu Emerging Sector Technology Funds. So those are things I do beyond what I do, and I'm very, very happy, fortunate, privileged to be among you and taking this session, right? So a very happy good morning to both the faculty and the students of all the engineering colleges I just read through. And I believe they should be in 5th semester, EEE, computer science and IT. Yeah, so today, this course is about augmented reality, virtual reality development course. So it is meant for the Anna University non-autonomous colleges. Yes. So next page. Okay, so I think I've already gone through. So Engage is being in immersive emerging technologies for the last 8 years. We are not just a training company, we are a R&D and a product company. And one of the first movers, players in the space in India. Many of the technologies and knowledge and expertise that I had learned and developed in the US in this domain, I try to bring it and use it for the Indian market. And we do a lot of work for defense, police, all the top manufacturing companies you could think of, TAFE, Ashok Leyland, Mahindra, L&T, etc., etc. And for the last year and a half, we are doing a very organized and structured training. So before that, it was more, depends on the invitation, depends on the requirement. I used to teach in colleges here and there. For the last 1 year, we are a lot more involved. We are partnered with the Tamil Nadu government. We are the knowledge partner or the training partner to teach emerging technologies in Tamil Nadu. In addition to this, I'm also driving the AR/VR strategy for the whole of Tamil Nadu. We work with various departments in Tamil Nadu, including the temples, monuments, archaeology department, SIPCOT, to create AR/VR projects and digital twins so that it helps in the overall digital transformation, and also positions Tamil Nadu as the next big hub for AR/VR development. So before I get started and talk about the topics that we are planning, let me give you an overview of this course. So this is your first day, right? First day of the 2 credit courses. The course title is this, as it said earlier, it's augmented reality and virtual reality development. It's a 45 hours course split into theory and a practical. Theory is 15 hours, practical is 30 hours. And it's a hybrid meaning it's not only an online class. We also will be coming to your college or one of the colleges. Probably in your group, we'll be coming to around 26 colleges. Most of them will happen in your own college. But depending on how the government or the TNDC is set up, some of the colleges have to travel every day for this 1 week course. So we will be doing 22.5 hours of training on online. So we will have classes, live classes, 3 days. I think today, Wednesday, and Friday there will be live classes. The remaining material for each and every day is already in the LMS Engage Metaverse platform. So I strongly urge the Sparks, the faculties, to make sure the students are able to log in into the non-Mudavan platform, and they are able to go from there to Engage Metaverse platform. Once you get there, there is 5 days of video which details out all the course material that you will be you need to learn for this particular course. So I request the students, I request the Sparks or the faculty to help out the students to make sure they are able to log in. It's very important that you have an ID. If you don't have the ID, Sparks, please help out the students to work with the non-Mudavan team directly to make sure they have the ID. Yes, have the ID, and so that they are able to access the online video material. In addition to having all the material online, like today, we will have 3 classes, live classes, where we'll discuss, there will be live engagement and discussions as to on that particular topic. Yeah. So that's for the online class, right? So every day, 4.5 hours, 5 hours, that makes 22.5 hours. இல்லைங்களா? இது தவிர நாங்க next week உங்க காலேஜ்க்கு வர போறோம். உங்க காலேஜ்க்கு வந்து we'll be there for the whole week. Next Monday லந்து Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. ஒரு நாளைக்கு 4.5 hours, that makes 22.5 hours. So அப்ப வந்து there will be our faculty will come to your college, and there will be practical classes. You could clarify any doubts you might have. The specific content we'll be teaching. There'll be a project, a VR-based project. We'll be bringing the VR devices. The Sparks for those assigned 25 colleges have the responsibility to make sure they have 3 things done before we come there next week. One another, there should be a high-speed internet. Either high-speed internet, because there are specific software, Blender or Unity, for that has to be downloaded, and there are some online registration needs to happen. So hence there has to be high-speed internet. There has to be PCs or laptop of specific specifications, configuration that my team has already sent out a notification to all of you through WhatsApp. It has to be minimum with 8 GB RAM, i5, so that these computers can run the Blender software and Unity software. Second thing. So I would rather see you guys pre-install the software in your laptop. So host college needs to make sure, host college needs to work with the other colleges to make sure either they bring the laptop or figure out something else, right? So that is the idea. So to summarize, 2 credits, 45 hours, certain things, 1 week of live classes. Next week, we'll come to your campus to work with you directly. We'll come with our own virtual reality devices. Yes. Next, இதுதான் I was trying to tell you, right? So AR VR initially என்ன பிளான் சொன்னாங்கன்னா எங்க கிட்ட ஆன்லைன்ல டீச் பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்ட்டு. I said online is not going to work. There has to be hybrid. அது கம்ப்ளீட்டா ஆஃப்லைன் ஃபேஸ் டு ஃபேஸ் டீச் பண்ணாலும் கஷ்டம், பிகாஸ் 1-2 காலேஜ் கிடையாது, ஆல்மோஸ்ட் 400+ காலேஜஸ். எல்லா காலேஜுக்கும் நாங்கள் 2 weeks போய் பண்ணோம்னா அதுக்கு வந்து யூ நீட் ஒரு ஃபுல் செமஸ்டர் தேவைப்படும். பட் இந்த வாட்டி டியூ டு வேரியஸ் ரீசன்ஸ் இட்ஸ் பீன் கன்ஸ்ட்ரெயின்ட் டு ஒன்லி 2 weeks. அதனால தான் இந்த வாட்டி we have given 1 week of online, 1 week of offline. Hopefully next semester we should be able to do it in a much more longer duration. சரிங்களா? So that is the idea. Next comes the course outline, right? The course outline enna panna poron. If you look at the course outline, right? So as I said, I think the small mistake, the week 2 kadayadu, week 1, week 2. Week 1, I said earlier, it is completely online class, and the video is already there. These are the topics we'll be learning, right? First week, first day, which is today, we will talk about, the fundamentals of augmented reality, virtual reality. What are the hardware, software being used? various applications, and what is the reason somebody has to learn AR, VR, why, how, when, how, what, all those questions will be answered today. I'll try to go through it. The different frameworks, what is the various applications, இது யாருக்கு எப்படி கத்துக்கணும், இதோட market size என்ன, and எத்தனை jobs இருக்க போகுது, and what kind of jobs one can get, what could be the possible salary one could get. All those high level, top level fundamentals we will learn today in today's class. எது நான் cover பண்ணலையோ due to time constraint, everything is there as a video in the LMS Engage platform. Yes, so that is the idea today. Then tomorrow we'll go to specific, so Blender, right? Blender is the 3D modeling and texture software. So the students have to install Blender, and they have to install Unity, which is a gaming engine. They'll be learning all those stuff this week. And there will be assessments. Guys, very, very important, right? For you to get credit, for you to get the marks, for you to go into your mark sheet, there are 3 assessments given online. Assessment 1, 2, and 3. So on the assessment, students, they're very simple assessments. Each assessment is only 5 questions, and there are 3 tries. Assessment have to be completed by each and every individual students. அது பண்ணாதான் உங்களுக்கு you would be able to get marks. So please, Sparks, please students, log in பண்ணிட்டு வீடியோ பார்த்துட்டு please finish up the assessment as soon as possible. Yeah, so அது இந்த week. Next week நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி the one at the here, right? The one here, right? If you look at it, it's all hands-on training. So first week when you do practical training, we're going to focus more on the augmented reality using your individual phones, right? AR based project develop பண்ணலாம், app develop பண்ணலாம். Next week when we come to your college, we would be doing virtual reality based projects, right? அதுக்கு வந்து you need a device, and that device is going to be Oculus Quest that we'll be bringing to your college. Now that we got the basics out of the way, right? So we know in a course, in hours, now let's get to the technology perspective, right? What is the importance of augmented reality and virtual reality? So before we dwell into that, let me just give you an overview of what has happened in the last 70-80 years, right? So we all agree, right? We all agree and we all know that internet illama, computing illama, இதுமே நம்ம பண்ண முடியாது on any day for that matter, right? So an average human being in India, as whether you are a student or you are a working professional, we spend about 70 to 80 hours. 7 to 8 hours. 7 to 8 hours of your day on looking at a digital screen. So if you assume that you spend 7 hours in sleeping, another 3 hours in doing whatever, the waking time is only there. 50% of your time you are looking at a digital screen. What has enabled you to do that? Very simple. Internet, right? The internet or the IT computing, that is the technology that has given you this freedom, given you this a new domain to work. Not only work, play, and socialize. All things we are dependent on a device. Device could be a phone, device could be a laptop. So internet, the basic fundamentals. Now that we all know that it is the most important part of our life, let's go back. Let's over 60 வருஷம் 70 வருஷம் முன்ன எப்படி இந்த phone or the laptop that we have has evolved over the years. Senior professors would have experienced this. I've experienced this, but let me quickly go through it, right? The early computers. See, along with the computing, எப்படி human beings have interacted with this computer has also changed over the years, and it plays a lot of importance moving forward. So the interactivity and the internet has evolved in the 1950s. The first or 40 years when the computer was introduced in the US, they were called the batch computers, right? Punching cards, huge magnetic disk. அது மாதிரி ஒரு கம்ப்யூட்டர் வந்து it'll be huge, பெரிய சைஸ்ல இருக்கும். It will hardly compute basic mathematics. Those were called the batch computers. And the age and the era is called the batch age, right? These are the basic computers where ஒரு particular computing பண்ணனும்னா you have to take a punch card, magnetic, கொண்டு போணும் வரணும். It is at a very, very minimal computing power, large storage devices, movable devices. So hence the interaction with that computer was almost zero, no interaction. Other than it means by this, no interaction is what we had. Adu mudinjita appuram there was in the 1980s la 70s la command line interface where you could interact with the computer only through command line. C prompt la poitu enter panni you could run some commands keyboard la, then you be able to interact. That was the CLI age, computer command line interface, right? Appa vandu enna achuna adukaprom and instead of having only a command line interface, they said to make it scalable, make sure it is adopted, make sure it changes the human life, it changes the economy of many countries. We need to have a graphical user interface. It should look nice. It should be easy for people to use. Before, the computer was primarily used only for scientific reason, only for enterprises. The consumer didn't have access to computer, right? Now, for you to have a consumer to have access to the computer and use it on a daily basis, it is important that the UX, the user interface for which the consumer can work, should be simple and easy for them to use it. And we should abstract or hide all the complexity, right? Another GUI vandhathu, graphical user interface, Windows 95, right? Windows 98, Windows 2000. Adala first initial Microsoft order. That's what the so-called what you see is what you get. Adan WYSIWG. What you see is what you get, right? That came into the market. Other interactivity nature. Now you are able to use or a mouse vachchu you can able to use the cursor. Different interactivity achu ungalku. Adukku then after that, then after that came the phones, your handheld devices. Not only the phone, the handheld devices could be a tablet, could be a BlackBerry, could be your small Nokia phone. Then came the phone. Adala vandu the whole seamless transition started, right? Then in 2010 la vandu due to 90s lende you had internet. 96 lende you had the initial internet. Then 2006 la once smartphones, iPhone and Android phone came into the market, right? Then came the touch, because the touch, instead of using keyboard to type in the words, instead of using a mouse to do it, the phones had a touch interface. You can touch the interface the way you have it right now. We take things for granted. Okay, phone na ippuditha irukunnu, but you should see how the phone has evolved over the years. 96 lende phone started developing. Then internet web 2.0 came 2000. Now this is what we have, touch interface, right? But if you see 1940s until 2019 varaikum, every time you observe the content in a fixed display, there is a display in front of you, whether it's a batch computer or a PC or a smartphone. There's a display or glass display screen, and the display screen we are able to see the content, right? If you want to interact with the content, then using a finger or a mouse, we are able to swipe left, swipe right, or able to zoom in, zoom out. The content is always, you're observing the content, right? But in our life, we don't observe the content. We see the content around us. We are in the middle of the content. If you go to a factory to learn about a particular machinery, you're not seeing the factory in a display. You are among the content, right? You're able to walk, you're able to see the machine in every angle. Same thing holds good for every experience. You go to watch a match, you're seeing the physical things, right? So, other than the next computing paradigm, the next computing wave, which is the immersive computing, that's going to give you, that's going to deliver. Now using some AR device and VR device, instead of having the content in front of you as a fixed display, now you are having the content in front of you as in 3D. That is the immersive computing. That is that is your AI age, right? That is what we're going to learn today. Eppadi augmented reality and virtual reality is going to deliver the immersive computing, which is the next computing. See, we have seen it in the last 5 minutes. We have evolved from batch computing to PC computing to a smartphone computing. The next started already 2 years back. That to moving forward for the next 5-6 years, we're going to get into the new computing that's called immersive computing. Adukku, the basic building blocks is augmented reality and virtual reality. Adhaan namba innik padikka porom, right? So whether we like it or not, whatever, everybody in this conference room in the coming years will use some form of augmented reality and virtual reality in their way. All the computing that we're using right now, using smartphones, will get converted into immersive computing, right? So that is what we're trying to do today. Okay, now this is what it is. So what you should understand and keep in your head is the next IT platform, the next IT computing platform is the immersive computing. That is what it is. An advantage, an benefit. Now, the content, instead of being hidden under a display, the content will happen in front of you in 3D, right? Why? Because now once you see in 3D, the learning is much faster, much more deeper, and there's a lot of empathy and connection you can have the content, right? That is the idea. And the COVID pandemic has helped only this industry to accelerate for people to accept that a virtual presence is okay, right? It's fine. So other base manida, there's been a tremendous advancement in the last 2 years in terms of embracing AR and VR. Every large company you could think of in the world, right? Whether it is Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Qualcomm, Intel, everybody is investing billions of dollars in this new computing platform called immersive computing. Immersive computing is delivered by augmented reality and virtual reality. So that is the reason why we're going to study today. You know, the important thing I want to tell you is the gaming industry uses the same flow. So if you study AR, VR, that means you have learned gaming. All the tools, all the technology, all the coding that we use for the AR, VR is also used for gaming. So by end of next week, not only AR, VR, you can also develop games, right? If you put in the right amount of effort, show the right amount of interest in this. Now let's get started, right? So most of you know that Facebook changed the name into Meta. So Facebook has changed into Meta. It's been a little close to a year, right? Now, why Facebook changed to Meta, right? So before we get there, right? Facebook as a company is started some 10-15 years back. Why? They have a social platform where they connect people. They connect people initially for socializing. Then for enterprises, they also enable the platform for not only Facebook is not only one application. Facebook also owns Instagram, also use WhatsApp. So these three things combined is owned by the company called Facebook. Other became Meta, right? Through these three platforms, which is Facebook, Instagram, and Meta, they connect people to socialize with friends and family. You can also work. How can you work? You could send your e-commerce items to people. We do work on Facebook on a daily basis, meetings, communication, plenty of things happen through WhatsApp and Facebook, right? E-commerce happens, communication happens, organizing things can happen, talking to people, sending videos. A lot of work happens through these platforms. And also you could have entertainment, play games, right? So that is what Facebook is meant for, to connecting people. Now, Facebook feels that the last 10 years of connecting people in a 2D world, 2D in a fixed display world is gone. The future belongs to 3D. That means not just see the content in a fixed display, which is 2D. Facebook feels that they believe that moving forward, the content has to be consumed in a 3D and you should be middle of the content. And that world, a 3D world, is called metaverse, right? A 3D simulated world with some other definitions. That 3D world is called metaverse. And Facebook wants to be the #1 company for the future internet. So the future internet, immersive computing, is nothing but metaverse. And Facebook, being the leader in the social platform, wants to be the leader in the metaverse. To align themselves correctly, that's why they changed the name Facebook to Meta. So every company is investing billions of dollars, or billion, almost, or the current dollar rupee conversion is close to 8,000 crores, right? So that is the amount of interest and traction and we are getting in this industry. So it is extremely important for the students to understand and learn, know how to develop, right? Meta and metaverse is such a large area. It is just not AR, VR. Next slide, popping. It also includes AI. It also includes blockchain. It also includes IoT. It also includes cloud computing. All the things that make up the internet currently is the future. That is metaverse, and that's அதில் வந்து இந்த AR and VR component மட்டும், which is the simulated world, which is the gaming world, அது மட்டும்தான் இந்த கோர்ஸ்ல நாங்க படிக்க போறோம். So before we go there, I just want to play a video and you watch it. It gives you a glimpse. It gives you a glimpse as to how the world is changing with respect to this metaverse, with respect to this AR, VR, and also how it's going to change in the next 2-3 years. This use model is delivered by augmented reality and virtual reality. Along with, there's a big element of artificial intelligence, AI, built inside. So without any due time, I'm going to play this video right now. Make sure you're able to hear the audio, okay? Take a closer look at it.
Fix this. The sense of collaboration and the feelings of connection it brings excites us. Hey, just in time. I'm gonna move it slightly, okay?
It's yours, take it.
We have 2 planes right now on the same trajectory.
As we put people first, technology fades into the background and feels like anything but.
Aisha, what do you think?
I think if we had 330, maintaining 2800, we'll be clear for approach.
Excellent.
This changes the way we see the world, and in turn, changes the world we see.
These numbers are looking great.
Let's take a look at what working in the metaverse will be like. Imagine if you could be at the office without the commute. You would still have that sense of presence, shared physical space, those chance interactions that make your day all accessible from anywhere. Now imagine that you have your perfect work setup and you can actually do more than you could in your regular work setup. And on top of all that, you can keep wearing your favorite sweatpants.
Looking good. Let's get together real quick for a debrief.
I'm free now. Let's jump in. Hi.
Hey.
So what do we think?
I think it's ready.
Great.
I'll prep it for the presentation.
All right. Good luck.
So, we're gonna have an astrophysicist in the family.
Actually, I have to write this paper. Will you help me?
Let's take a closer look. What part of the solar system are we talking about?
Saturn.
If you were taking astrophysics, you could study in the metaverse.
Did you know the rings are made up of billions of icy particles?
Really?
Look at this.
Gaming in the metaverse is going to span from immersive experiences in fantasy worlds to bringing simple games into our everyday lives through holograms. Maybe you'll play old games in new ways.
So, Barcelona, huh? Well, it's not New York, but I like it.
New York misses you.
What's that?
I said, let me put my game face on so I can beat you.
Ah, okay. Check.
I think it's a very, very interesting video, right? The initial thought some people in this audience might say is, இதெல்லாம் நடக்குமா? இது looks like a science fiction movie மாதிரி இருக்கு. இது ஆவறதுக்கு இன்னும் ஒரு 50 வருஷம் ஆகலாம், இல்லாட்டி ஆவாம இருக்கலாம். இத மாதிரி there could be some opinion like this. Let me make it very clear to you. Many of these use cases that you see is being already done in the world for the last 2-3 years. 2-3 years people have been using this technology for much better, efficient way of engaging with each other and with the content, right? So let's if you think about it, right? Or 10 வருஷம் ஒரு 10 வருஷம் இல்ல, ஒரு 5 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்ன கூட if somebody would have said that you could just order food the way you're ordering food in Swiggy and Zomato, ஒரு இடத்துக்கு போகணும்னா ஓலா இல்லாட்டி ஊபர் புக் பண்ணலாம், and every driver will have an app. அங்க we could track எங்கிருந்து வராங்க, எப்படி வராங்க, எங்க வெயிட் பண்றாங்க, அதெல்லாம் பண்ண முடியும்னு சொல்லியிருந்தானா ஒரு 6-7 வருஷம் முன்ன we would have said absolutely not possible. அது டெக்னாலஜி அதெல்லாம் பண்றதுக்கு லேட் ஆகும். பட் என்னாச்சு? It has transformed the entire economy. It has completely transformed the whole transportation, right? Across the world. So that is how, so if a technology is delivered to the mass consumers in a very interesting, useful and functional way, people will use it. And that is what is going to happen to this new metaverse or the immersive technology, right? Let me quickly put one more time. Innor vaati solli na solran ungkitta, right? If you see here, beginning la enna solradhu, yes, sorry, what? So what happened is the couple of people were using a device called HoloLens. In the HoloLens use பண்ணிட்டு, they are able to see the 3D model of a automobile or a car they are developing. And the device is nothing but this device, what I'm showing you right now, right? This is on the device. This is on the device, right? This device is called HoloLens. It is a device just like a computer developed and sold by Microsoft. Idu vachu enna nadakuduna, the entire computer is now on your head. Now instead of seeing a 2D display in your PC, the car or anything that you design, it could be you design or it could be even watching a video. If you're watching or e-commerce vaanga poringna, and the object that you're buying, whether you're buying a pen or a phone, it will appear in front of you, and you're able to use your finger to move it around. You can give voice command saying that turn left, turn right, idu thirpunga, adu thirpunga, idu kaatunga, idu பண்ணுங்க. அதுதான் in the video you saw some two people among each other, they are working to design a car. Not just that, எங்கேயோ ஒரு வேர்ல்ட்ல மேபி இன் ஜெர்மனி ஆர் யூஎஸ்ல அவங்க நீங்களும் கொலாபரேட் பண்ணி they could see the same device in front of you in 3D and you could do it. அதுக்கு தான் இந்த HoloLens. This is one of the devices that people use in this immersive world, right? So it's a pretty cool device. இதுதான் உங்களுக்கு நிறைய இடத்துல we're going to see it. Okay, now I'm just going to not do this. Now this is what is currently being used in the video, currently being used, what we have developed, what we have delivered, right? Many of the technologies are using this particular device called HoloLens, right? HoloLens is for MR, mixed reality. There's one more device called Oculus Quest. These are the most popular devices that people use around the world, right? So I'm just going to play.
At mining sites to enhance worker safety. It's used by 20,000 ThyssenKrupp elevator technicians to make sure they're safely strapped in when making repairs. Chevron technicians wear HoloLens for otherwise precarious oil refinery repairs, and Japan Airways mechanics use it to stand inside a virtual jet engine while it's running to learn how to safely maintain it.
Devices like HoloLens are one of the trends that can really bring the benefits of the digital revolution to whole new categories of people that haven't benefited before.
Even the Army has turned to VR and AR training. In November, Microsoft signed a 2-year, $480 million military contract with the US government to deliver up to 100,000 HoloLens headsets for use in combat missions and training. And the list goes on. Samsung's Gear VR headset is being used to train workers on new production lines at Magna's automotive parts manufacturing plants. DHL is using Google Glass in its warehouses. Pacific Gas and Electric is using Heartwood 3D VR to teach employees valve assembly.
Yes. Now in India, we have delivered close to 5,000 of these devices and probably 20,000 of the Oculus devices to various companies. Can you imagine Kerala police is using metaverse to train the police officers in different scenes of crimes? Military is using it for different warfare simulation. So even the government is using it heavily in India, which we have delivered. In addition, many of the manufacturing companies you could think of, Mahindra, L&T, TAFE, Ashok Leyland, and small industries, they're all using AR VR. So there's a tremendous scope for the students, to work and grow their career in this area. So anybody who is learning this right now has a absolute advantage in terms of getting job, in terms of having a much better career path in whatever they do. Yeah. So that's, and I'm going to go to the next slide now. So this is a very interesting slide. I want to take some time to explain to you what this means, right? So we talked about two things, right? I introduced you to augmented reality, virtual reality. Then I said AR, VR is nothing but immersive computing. Then I said immersive computing is also called metaverse, right? Now I'm going to bring them all together into single term, right? And the metaverse oda innor peru da Web 3.0, right? Web 3.0 is one more name for it, right? Before I say what is Web 3.0, how it is connected to metaverse, I want to give you history of web, right? Web vandu computer katta mari, it started in the 90s. The 1990s to 2005 was the initial version of web into the internet. That was the Web 1.0, right? Basic web page is only a one-way traffic. That means it is a read-only mode. You take your PC, you enter the web address, you get the content. You get the content from the web server. That is purely Web 1.0. Other 15 years poach. That was the basis, the foundation of how the internet revolution started, right? Then they found out, okay, e-commerce la vandu appo vandu initially e-commerce, adavadhu people will show இதுதான் e-commerce, but வாங்குறது வந்து you have to physically buy, right? Then they said, no, just not, that is not enough. In addition to we sending data from our server to the client or the consumer should also be able to write content from the devices to the server. அதனாலதான் Web 2.0 ஆரம்பிச்சது around 2006 until now. That is a two-way traffic. Not only you can read from the internet server, you can also write into the content. Every bit of applications that you use on your mobile phone or on a PC is based on Web 2.0 architecture, driven by UGC, user generated content. To enter your credit card information, the fact that you're able to make payment, the fact that you're able to track the Swiggy or Ola guy, every vara in the route la vara, every bit of two-way communication traffic happens through Web 2.0, right? That is what we are using in the current technology, current mobile, current internet. That's called Web 2.0. These are all very things that you guys have to understand. But there are two fundamental negative things or drawbacks in Web 2.0, right? So one is, as I mentioned earlier, Web 2.0 is delivered on a PC, it is delivered on a mobile. These are called legacy devices. Since it is delivered on a mobile or a PC, the fundamental thing is the content that web delivers is two-dimension, because it is on a PC, on a display screen. It is two-dimension, it doesn't have depth. The 3D glass போட்டு பார்க்கிறதுலாம் is not really depth. It's not it's not really 3D. Right? You still get some depth in it, but you're not among the content, right? When you're watching a match, you're still seeing a depth, but you're not in the middle of the stadium watching the game. You're not inside the factory looking at things. You're not inside the office looking at things the way you look at things. In our current world, right? நீங்க உங்களை left to right லையும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, wherever you are, whether you're at your house or in the college, you see things around you, your friends, your table, your chair, the fan, the projector screen, they're all 3D. Whereas in a Web 2.0, it still delivers in 2.0, in a 2D world, right? That is the first drawback. Web 2.0 delivers only two-dimensional content. That is the first drawback. What is the second drawback? Centralization. See, the reason why Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram or any other Google services, including Google or a browser, they give it free. Why do they give it free? They give it free because for them, this company, the Facebook, Instagram is not the product. You are the product. Every person who uses the application is their product. They take your data, they store it in the large clouds, in the large server forms. They do a computing, they do analysis, and they predict what you need, and they sell that behavior of you into product companies, into advertisers, so that they could sell the product to you. So the centralization of all the content into few companies' server, few companies, that is the second drawback, right? So we say two drawbacks, Web 2.0. Number one, it is a 2D content. Second, centralization. That means every bit of your content is stored in a centralized server. That means your privacy is gone. எல்லாருக்கும் நீங்க என்ன பண்றீங்க, எது பண்றீங்க, எங்க போறீங்க, என்ன பண்ணல, உங்களுக்கு என்ன பிடிக்கும், அது என்ன பிடிக்கும்னு உங்களுக்கே தெரியாது. ஆனா கூகுள் சொல்லும் உங்களுக்கு என்ன பிடிக்கும்ட்டு, right? So அது the second drawback. அந்த ரெண்டு drawback-ஐயும் solve பண்றதுக்கு தான் the world has introduced the new Web 3.0. Web 3.0 is meant to solve these two main drawbacks, 2D and centralization. So 2D to 3D, centralization to decentralization. In the 2D to 3D, we have augmented reality and virtual reality. This AR and VR is the only way by which you could see the content in a 3D way, in an immersive way, right? That is why we're using the VR and AR metaverse. Second thing we talked about, another centralization. The decentralization is delivered by a technology that you are all well aware called blockchain. Blockchain is what delivers decentralization. Instead of content being stored in a centralized server, now the content can be delivered in a decentralized way from source A to source B without having to go to the company's main server, right? And the privacy maintain பண்றதுக்கு, அந்த security maintain பண்றதுக்கு, அந்த decentralization of the content, whether it is a finance ஆகட்டும், when you're sending your payment for Flipkart that you bought, instead of going from you that you say approve, it goes to the bank la போயிட்டு அங்க the bank will send it to one more commission. அது வந்து ஆயிட்டு கடைசியில money gets drawn from you. You have no idea what has happened. Now, instead of going that, there will be a lot of decentralized service along the way, and you will have a ledger, you will have total transparency to see what is happening as the money moves from point A to point B. அதுதான் blockchain, right? Now there are other things that you need to understand called the NFTs. NFT stands for defungible tokens, which is nothing but a digital version of the physical assets, the digital version of the physical assets, because in a Web 3.0, which is the new internet, the content will be delivered in a 3D way. There'll be commerce will happen, commerce na porul vikala, game விளையாடலாம், socialize பண்ணலாம், எல்லாத்துக்கும் வந்து you need digital now. So the physical or object, whether it is a music இருக்கட்டும், இல்லாட்டி it can be a shoe இருக்கட்டும், இல்லாட்டி car இருக்கட்டும், இல்லாட்டி food இருக்கட்டும், or digital version to have a copyright issue is called NFT, non-fungible token. So this blockchain, this AR VR, along with NFTs and cryptocurrency that supplies. Cryptocurrency is nothing but a digital currency. A digital currency of the physical currency, even the digital cryptocurrency. It is based on decentralization. So hence this AR VR that delivers the 3D world through AR VR technology and building these NFTs and cryptocurrencies in a decentralized way. That's what is called Web 3.0. And this Web 3.0 is the next internet. Now you tell me, if you ask me, how big is this internet, right? I have half an hour left. Yes, 30 minutes left. So this metaverse economy, every analyst is saying it's going to be between 8 to 13 trillion dollars in the next 7 years. So 8 to 13 trillion dollars is a lot of money, guys. So if Indian GDP இப்போ only around 3 trillion dollars தான் இருக்கு. So Indian and probably by 2030 the trillion dollars will go to probably 6-7 trillion dollars. Equivalent to that is the economy of the whole metaverse. That means every bit of content that we have right now in the PC and the smartphone has to get transformed or converted into this immersive computing. 2D, 3D build பண்ணனும், அது பண்ணிட்டு there should be a Unity engine which you have to add controllability to it. So that is what is the huge market, right? In terms of NFT, in terms of cryptocurrency, in terms of augmented reality, in terms of virtual reality, in terms of creating 3D models, in kind of blockchain. The entire economy பாத்தீங்கன்னா, it's a large 8 to 13 trillion dollars, and the opportunities are around 23 million jobs, right? So that's a huge market. And the main thing in pathina on the right side la potrukku, the layers of immersive computing is very, very same as this typical smartphone computing, the infrastructure, human interface, spatial computing. The key thing about spatial computing using this device, metaverse because there's a 3D camera in front of this. This 3D cameras will compute your space around you so that it knows what you're seeing. Just like human eyes, 3D cameras will sense that distance, object recognition, you can place the virtual objects. So that is spatial computing, right? So these are all very important facts that you have to understand. Now, the next important thing that you need to do, right, is, as I said, the metaverse ecosystem, the Web 3.0 ecosystem is just not AR, VR. AI and ML is built inside machine learning algorithms that can predict, that can look at objects, computer vision. They're all based on AI and ML. So AI, ML, AR, VR, gaming engine, I said Unity, blockchains, and Internet of Things, tokens, NFT, all put together. It's called the metaverse ecosystem, right? And this metaverse ecosystem is not necessary that you have deliver only through AR and VR classes. Legacy gateways like the phones and laptops can also be used to consume the content. See, it's not going to change overnight. Okay, next 2 years just like smartphones, when people switched from PC to smartphones, it took a good 7 years, 8 years for people to convert from using PCs to using smartphone. Currently 80% of the internet is consumed, much more than that, using smartphones, right? People use less PCs. Initial days people will use more of the legacy gateway like the phones and laptops use பண்ணுவாங்க. Then over the years, they will switch from that to AR, VR. Eventually, in 7 years, there will be another 3-4 billion devices that be AR, VR devices, right? That's what it means by that. So it's a huge ecosystem, a lot of opportunity. Students, and it's a very green area. There's a lot of research that could be done, a lot of problem to be solved. Very, very interesting problem. Now, so I'm working with the archaeology department to build digital twin of temples so that people can go to the temples and see agriculture, forest, manufacturing, every domain led. That is a huge job opportunity. The more content we develop, the more students engagement happens through app development in AR, VR. The ecosystem is going to mature faster the way the smartphone industry has matured over the years. Yeah, that's what is very, very important. Digital twin or concept. Digital twin, it is creating a digital model of the physical object. Not only a physical replica, but also adding the functionality. For example, in the bottle and a 3D model panana, that is a 3D model. Other in the 3D model, if I add control that I can open this lid, there is a opening there, I can drink water. In the functionality line, you can add panuna that when you pour water, the mala pochana tani veliye varno. And the functionality line add pandrathu the digital twin. So digital twin is just not building a 3D model. 3D model order in the functionality of the physical object coding பண்றதுனா digital twin. Now 3D modelல build பண்றதுக்கு தான் we will be using a tool called Blender. Blender is the tool we'll be using for creating a physical 3D model that creates a 3D model, applies this texture. That's Blender we'll be learning in this course. Now adding the functionality of இது இப்படி தரக்கலாம், தண்ணி இதுக்குள்ள ஊத்தலாம், தண்ணி இது மேல வரும், இது போட்டா இப்படி சாயும். All those functionality of these things is developed by the gaming engine called Unity. So these two tools is what we're going to learn so that anybody in this class who goes through the class can not only learn about AR, VR, they can also build digital twin. So every large factory in the world, including Ford, BMW, Mahindra, they all have a digital factory, digital twin of the entire factory called digital factory created so that they could simulate how the factory is going to work before they actually build the factory. Yeah. So we talked about AR and VR. We have another 20 minutes. We talked about augmented reality. We talked about virtual reality. Now, this HoloLens I showed you comes under mixed reality. So AR is or technology where it combines the real world and physical world. Or real world la in the 3D world, the flask na vachana, adu per augmented reality. VR vandrathu, or once you wear a device, you are completely cut off from the real world. You are 100% in a synthetic world or a digital world. That's called virtual reality. In between these two is this new thing called mixed reality. Mixed reality, there is a 3D cameras, depth cameras that are built in front of this headset that can do a spatial computing and or பொருள் number, let's say இந்த ஒரு digital object நம்ம வைக்கிறோம்னா இது இப்படி மூவ் ஆகும்னா in a MR it will understand there is a phone in front of it, it'll go hit. If this is a digital world, this is a physical world, it'll go hit because it knows there is a phone in there. Understanding the spatial computing and able to manipulate and maneuver this physical space is called mixed reality, right? We'll read a lot about it, just giving introduction, right? In the AR, VR and MR combined pandradhu is called extended reality or XR, extended reality. AR plus VR plus MR is called extended reality. Yeah. Now there is a huge skill set gap. So see, considering there's so much of demand for AR, VR, the Tamil Nadu government has come with a mandatory course for AR, VR so that the students of all the university students are exposed to this AR, VR technology, which is same as the gaming technology, so that they get interested and start developing skill set so that they are better equipped to get futuristic jobs, right? That is the idea. AR, I'm going to quickly, I'll go to this area, right? So these are the various use cases of metaverse, right? One thing interesting is the family communication, right? Family communicating middle of portrait. If you pathina number technology 1G, 2G, 3G, right? From initial days, we're using SMS, apron phone call, apron we did a voice call mudichittu we were doing video conferencing ஒருத்தர் இப்பலாம் வந்து we do group video conferencing பண்றோம் இல்லையா Zoom like இது மாதிரி. The future is holographic teleportation. That means the 3D digital avatar of your family or your friends who are sitting in different part of the world or the country can actually virtually come to your living room, come to your hall, and they're able to see them and talk to them, right? Adada is called the holographic teleportation, right? So that is what this thing does. It might, so all the use models are already built inside, but to make it as a large mass that everybody can use it, it'll take some time, 2-3 years avum. But the building blocks for enterprises, people are still using it. And the children's playing, right? Number when we were kids, we didn't have smartphones with us. We never had phones. We never had to play games on a smartphone. Inna ponom vilayadra time kochchna Saturday Sunday vanduchna, we used to go outside and play with our friends. It could be cricket, could be football, could be gilli, it'll be goli, whatever, and the mudugu puncture, all the different games we used to play, and hardly be sitting at home. But if you look at the last 20 years, due to the advancement in the mobile technology, Mukawasi pasanga vande, they are on their PC or laptop or smartphone playing games, right? Which is not good. You become a couch potato, right? You become a little lazy. You don't have the, exercise in playing games. But in the metaverse world, right? Now you could go outside, not only you could play among each other, you could bring virtual characters. Pokemon Go or game on this, right? Different creatures, games, the same games that you play on a PC. Now the same thing can happen in a real world. There'll be a virtual object in front of you. Not only you can play with the virtual object, it could be exercise, could be shooting, could be fighting, or it could be an adventure. In addition to that, you can also play with somebody else who sits in as a multiplayer game, right? So Adamari children, the way they interact with the world is also going to change. right? So then we talked about, one second, guys. So if you look at it, right, this device is just not a simple device. It has plenty of sensors built inside, right? It has compass, camera, microphone, temperature, humidity, gyroscopes, 3D depth camera, all built inside. It connects to the Wi-Fi, it connects to the cloud, right? So it is a computer. It is a computer on your head, right? And a lot of AI is built inside, as I told you earlier, right? So either one that I want to talk to you about the difference between AR, VR, and MR, right? So if you look at it, VR stands for virtual reality, AR stands for augmented reality, MR stands for mixed reality. VR, the devices that we use for VR is headset, right? The VR headset can be a simple smartphone based headset which sells for 1,500 rupees, or you could use a sophisticated special purpose devices called Oculus Quest. இதுல நீங்க அந்த device போட்டுட்டீங்கன்னா you are cut off. உங்களுக்கு பக்கத்துல என்ன நடக்குதுன்னு தெரியாது. You are now using hand, using controllers, using a finger. You could be out in a factory doing some factory operation. You could be in a kitchen doing doing dosa, or you could be in Mars walking, or you could be learning to fly, or you could be learning to drive a car. All those simulation learning in a 100% immersive environment, that's what VR means, virtual reality. AR பத்தி சொன்ன ARன்றது, if you're reading a book, அந்த புக்ல இருந்து உங்களுக்கு ஒரு விஷயம் படிக்கிறீங்க, அந்த புக்கை வந்து ரீடிங் அபவுட் ஒரு லேத், and instead of reading about லேத், இது அப்படி பண்ணோம் இப்படி பண்ணோம், இதுக்கு வந்து இவ்வளவு ஹைட் இருக்கு, இது ஆன் பண்ணா இது வரும், அது வந்து instead of studying that, there might be a picture, but the whole lathe comes out of your book in 3D, and you're able to interact with it, zoom it up, see it in 3D, make it work in front of you. That's augmented reality, right? That means you're not cut off from the real world. Unga book மேல, unga table மேல, உங்க லிவிங் ரூம்ல, உங்க ஹால்ல, உங்க கிளாஸ் ரூம்ல ஒரு 3D ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வந்துட்டு அந்த 3D ஆப்ஜெக்ட் உங்களுக்கு அந்த விஷயத்தை எப்படி பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லி கொடுக்கறது augmented reality. But it is delivered by simple phone, simple tablet வச்சுட்டு அந்த augmented reality பண்ணலாம். But when you place an object, let's say ஒரு மிஷின், ஒரு மோட்டர் நீங்க ஒரு பிளேஸ் பண்றீங்க டேபிள்னா, உங்க டேபிள் பக்கத்துல ஒரு கம்ப்யூட்டர் இருந்ததுன்னா அது வந்து கம்ப்யூட்டர்ல வந்து ஓவர்லாப் ஆகும். ஏன்னா உங்களோட டிவைஸ் வந்து doesn't know there is a physical object called computer in front of it. அப்படியே பிளேஸ் பண்ணிடும், ஓவர்லாப் ஆயிடும். ஆனா MR, mixed reality, like a device like this I showed you, HoloLens, that will do a spatial computing. It will understand your environment, and based on it, அது வந்து எப்படி ஒரு physical object நீங்க தள்ளி போனா இடிக்குமோ, இடிச்சனா பண்ணுவீங்க, அதை லெஃப்ட்ல மூவ் பண்ணுவீங்க, ரைட்ல மூவ் பண்ணுவீங்க, பின்னாடி வைப்பீங்க. அதே மாதிரி ஸ்பேஷியல் கம்ப்யூட்டிங் வச்சு அது வந்து ரூமை சென்ஸ் பண்ணி அதை ஏத்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்டோட மேனிபுலேஷன் பண்றது தான் mixed reality. All those things combined is called XR, extended reality. Okay, so I have another 10 minutes. I'm quickly going to go to, so I already taught you about AR, VR. So these are various applications. I'm not going to worry about that. You can see it in the device. This is HMD, the Oculus Quest device, very sophisticated. A lot of technology is built inside, a lot of sensors built inside, right? So I'm not going to go here. Haptic control is what it is. I'm going to skip all those things. These things you could find, you can read it on the web itself. AR glasses, right? We already went through it. Change our life, future of AR, mixed reality, the பேசுறோம் நம்ம, right? Spatial computing பத்தி பேசுறோம் நம்ம, இது பத்தி hand tracking. Nowadays, initial பாத்தீங்கன்னா the VR devices were so expensive over 5 or 4 years back. It was costing almost 2.5 lakhs. Nowadays, the VR device Oculus comes for 50,000 rupees, right? And you don't need to hold a controller, right? Your hand, it can track using a 3D depth cameras, and you can manipulate the visual graphic or a virtual content using a hand itself, right? That's hand tracking. applications, plenty of applications. You look at it, right? Plenty of applications where not only you could work virtually with the object, anybody who sits in different part of the world can come into your room and you could collaborate and work, right? And it could be for finance work, it could be manufacturing, could be construction, could be anything, right? That's what it is. So software engineers would need to develop various software, both 3D and Unity, to build all those various models for the various industries. The industries will use them. The software engineers, the AR engineers will develop content, will develop software, develop applications to enable people to use these different applications across multiple industries, right? Healthcare. Now we already talked about, I think we already talked about this, right? 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G. If you look at it, the way we communicate, the way we talk to our family, the way we work has changed, right? இப்போ வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 5G ஓட ரீசனே உங்களுக்கு AR VR தான், because 4G வந்து enables high quality video calling. 5G க்கு உங்களுக்கு 5G வந்து 6G க்குலாம் உங்களுக்கு video call தேவைப்படாது. You need a real time rendering of 3D content. அதுதான் the holographic telepresence or the AR VR. That is why you need 5G. That is why you need 6G. So அதனால வந்து even if you are a non-believer of AR VR, 3-4 years, starting 2 years back itself, things are going to change. You will see a gradual shift from people using only. See, உங்களுக்கு தெரியாமே you use a lot of AR in your world. All your filters, all your emojis that you put on your Snapchat, they are nothing but augmented reality. TV பார்க்குறீங்கன்னா ஒரு மேட்ச் பார்க்குறீங்க, cricket match பார்க்குறீங்கன்னா a lot of AR is being used where people can scribble things, place objects in the real world, right? This is how. So AR VR வந்து புதுசு கிடையாது. நீங்க வந்து இது வந்து VR வந்து as a scientific, as a R&D has been used for many years. Just that in the last 4 years, due to the advancement in the GPU, advancement in the AI, advancement in the memory, a lot of use models that was costing millions of dollars VR devices, now the size has shrunk, the cost has come down, the performance has increased. That's why suddenly in the last 2-3 years there is an explosion of augmented reality and virtual reality. And the students, you guys should not be left behind. Please do it. I have another 10 minutes. What I want to do now is workflow. Yeah, see, 3 things we will learn. We will learn Unity, we learn Blender, we learn Euphoria probably, right? So Blender is for a 3D development, 3D asset development. Unity is a gaming engine by Unity, right? So this is the overall pipeline that you guys will learn, right? So the initial என்ன தேவை, ஏது தேவை, the ideation, requirement, storyboarding, என்ன device use பண்ண போறோம், அதுதான் comes in your ideation. In your ideation area, things on the left side, Once you know what to develop, what is the game logic, what is your requirement, script is required, அதான் first left side நடக்கும். அது முடிஞ்ச அப்புறம் then what we do is we create 3D assets, 3D models, 3D assets. அதெல்லாம் வந்து will happen using a tool called Blender, right? Blender வச்சு we will be doing 3D modeling, we will do some sort of rigging, then we do the texturing. So on the 3 things பண்றதுக்கு தான் we use Blender. Then we use some animatics line use பண்ணுவோம். So this 3D modeling all by Blender, which we'll learn starting tomorrow. அது முடிச்சிட்டு then we will do the development, giving control, giving functions to your 3D models. இது click பண்ணா அது ஆகணும், இங்க போனா அது, all those functionality, the control logic, அதெல்லாம் add பண்றதுக்கு தான் we use a tool called Unity. See, Unity and Unreal both are very similar but different purpose. நம்ம கிளாஸ்க்கு we going to learn Unity. Entire development, the asset ஓட எப்படி integrate பண்றது, how to create various levels in the games, how you do the lighting, to make it look nicer, prettier. Adalla will happen in using Unity. Then, then once பண்ணிட்ட அப்புறம் you need to build it on one particular device, because it is not phone. Phone வச்சும் AR பண்ணலாம், but there are specific SDKs for augmented reality. There are specific SDKs for the virtual reality devices. Adan we do the implementation, right? Panita, there are voiceover podkalam, music kodkalam, just like a movie. So all those entire pipeline that we talked about here is the same pipeline for gaming also, except there's no AR VR devices. We will use PC, we will use mobile, but the core is still the same. Same ideation, same Blender, same Unity is what used also for the gaming. Yeah. So any questions? I have 5 minutes. So my request to you, the students, request to the faculty is, please make sure every student is able to log in, have a student ID. They're able to log in into the non-Modavan platform. Anga poitu neenga AR VR course ni click panningina, you will land in Engage Metaverse LMS platform. Ala there are courses 5 days in pirichirukom. Every day there are a bunch of video content irukom. Please go through it. It gives you step-by-step instruction as to how to go about installing Unity, installing Blender. Students can start learning it. And there are classes, live classes on nadakkum. But definitely day 1, day 3, day 5, it will happen. And the most important thing is there is an assessment. Moon assessment. So if you want grades, if you want credits, if you want a certificate, the students have to go and do the assessment. Very simple assessment. Innike mudichirunga for day 1. Assessment innike mudichirunga. Very, 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 very important. Please panidunga. So it is a very, very interesting field, guys, students. Enoda request innana idu vandu hands-on. It is very game marine. Everybody, I know every student would have played games. They still play games every day. So on the game, everybody develop pandranganu interest venama. Everybody pandranganu theri venama. So please put all your focus, take extra effort, extra energy, extra interest in learning augmented virtual reality development. So you could be a game developer, you could be an AR developer, you could be a VR developer, you could be an NFT developer, you could be a digital twin developer, you could be an architect, you could be a metaverse architect. So I know many friends of many people I know, so my friends' kids, the smart contract in a language use panni NFT which you can develop contract. They're earning as much as 12 lakhs, 13 lakhs per month consulting. If you know team there are many students who have joined 2 years back with a basic salary. Now they are earning as high as 1.2 lakhs, 1.5 lakhs. Amazon is hiring crazy. Flipkart is, every company is hiring one AR VR. The supply when the kammiya demand is very high. So definitely job opportunities are very, very high. It is very creative. Same idea can be used for movies also. A lot of movies are being developed in AR VR. Lion King was developed using Unity. Please go online and check. Just enter Lion King and AR. You will see how AR and VR was used in the development of this filmmaking, especially the Lion King and moving forward. Even the virtual production, they use a lot of VR Unity, real-time Unity engines for doing movie production these days. It's a very, very interesting. It requires a creativity. It's just not only about coding, right? You need creativity, you need development technology, all combined to a new thing called creative technologist. So guys, have fun. I'm very, very happy that you were able to spend the last 1 hour with me. I'm very privileged that I was able to explain to you on the importance, on the framework of AR VR. If there's any questions, let me know. I still have 3 minutes left. I hope it was useful. The last 1 hour of your time being spent with me. If you think it was useful, if you think it was something that you are interested, the students are interested, not only in this class and moving forward for this week and next week, please send a note in your chat that you are interested, you like it, the students are interested. It will give us a lot of confidence, a lot of positive feedback to come back to your college next week and teach and hold every student to make sure they all become a AR/VR engineer. Yeah, that's all I have, guys. It was a pleasure talking to you. I want to finish up 2 minutes before 1 o'clock. Yeah, please, more than happy to work with you. Any questions, please put it there. Thank you very much. So Sonna Mari, please make sure you're able to log into Non-More-Than-One platform, come to Engage Metaverse platform. You're able to access the content. Please finish up the assessment. Please, 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 please. Yeah. Super, guys. Super. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you.